So this looks like a scary problem, but it's not. So before we proceed, though, one might be quite tempted to look at x squared minus 23 and try to use the special product. But we shouldn't, because 23 is not a perfect square. So we'll just leave it as is for the time being. So we move on to the left-hand side and see if we can factor 2x squared minus 5x minus 3. Is there a factor? I believe that we can factor it as 2x plus 1 multiplied by x minus 3. And we'll just set that equal to the right-hand side. The second rational expression on the left-hand side is missing 2x plus 1. So if we multiply and divide the second rational expression by 2x plus 1, we would get a common denominator. So x squared minus 23 divided by 2x plus 1 times x minus 3 plus 2 times 2x plus 1 divided by 2x plus 1 times x minus 3 plus minus 1 divided by 2x plus 1. We have a common denominator on the left-hand side. So we can combine the numerators. X squared minus 23. Distribute the 2. We will have 4x plus 2 equals negative 1 divided by 2x plus 1. The 2x plus 1 will get cancelled. And we are left with x squared plus 4x minus 23 plus 2 is minus 21 divided by x minus 3, which is equal to negative 1. Now, another temptation would be to multiply both sides by x minus 3 first, and then try simplifying and finding the solution. That's perfectly fine. But before we get to that part, we should try to see if the numerator can be factored. If it can be factored, perhaps a term will get cancelled between the numerator and the denominator, making things easier. So I could rewrite x squared plus 4x minus 21 as x plus 7 times x minus 3 divided by x minus 3, which is equal to negative 1. The x minus 3's will get cancelled. X plus 7 would be equal to negative 1. X would be equal to negative 1, negative 7. So x is negative 8. So we've got a lot of things going on. So first, I'm going to try to see if I can factor the first denominator. I can factor the first denominator, which is 3x squared minus x minus 2, as 3x plus 2 times x minus 1. Even though I see a 4x in common in 4x squared minus 24x, I'm not going to pull it out, because even if I did, it is not going to make a difference. So I'm going to keep it as is. So the common denominator will be 3x plus 2 times x minus 1. So I'm going to multiply and divide the second fraction by x minus 1. Now, the common denominator is 3x plus 2 times x minus 1, 4x squared minus 24x plus 3x minus 3. Well, let me not skip a step. 4x squared minus 24x will be the first denominator, plus 3 times x minus 1 will be the second denominator. I can cancel out that common denominator on either side. So I have 4x squared minus 24x, distribute the 3, plus 3x minus 3, divided by 3x plus 2 equals negative 4. I'm going to multiply both sides by 3x plus 2 so that I can isolate the factors. 4x squared minus 24x plus 3x minus 3 would equal minus 4 times 3x plus 2, which would mean 4x squared minus 24x plus 3x is 21x minus 3 would equal minus 12x minus 8. Four x squared minus 21x plus 12x minus 3 plus 8 would equal 0. So all I did is I moved the negative 12x and the negative 8 from the right-hand side to the left, and they became positive 12x and positive 8. So 4x squared minus 9x, 8 minus 3 is plus 5 equals 0. And we want to know if 4x squared minus 9x plus 5 equals 0 can be factored. It certainly can be factored. It can be factored as 4x minus 1 multiplied by x plus 5, or is it minus 5? It has to be minus 5. It is actually 4x minus 5 and x minus 1. If you FOIL, you will see that it would equal to 4x squared minus 9x plus 5. Since we have two factors, we set each factor equal to 0. 4x minus 5 equals 0. X minus 1 equals 0. 4x would be equal to 5, and x would be equal to 1. Divide by 4 on both sides. X is equal to 5 over 4, and x is equal to 1. So those are the two solutions for x. So we have nothing in common between 2x plus 3 and 2x minus 3. So the common denominator is 2x plus 3 times 2x minus 3. So I multiply and divide the first rational expression by 2x minus 3. I multiply and divide the second rational expression by 2x plus 3. And we should realize that the denominator on the right-hand side, 4x squared minus 9, is nothing but 2x squared minus 3 squared, which is of the form a squared plus b squared. So I can write it as a plus b times a minus b. So 3 times 2x minus 3 minus 2x plus 3. I'm combining the numerators because we have a common denominator. And the right-hand side, we can write the denominator as 2x plus 3 times 2x minus 3. We can cancel out that denominator and that denominator. So we will have 3 times 2x minus 3 minus 2x plus 3 equals 4. Distribute the 3, distribute the negative. 6x minus 9 minus 2x minus 3 equals 4. 4x minus 12, 6x minus 2x is 4x, minus 9 minus 3 is minus 12, which would equal 4. This would mean 4x would equal 16. Therefore, x is equal to 4. So the first step here is to recognize that there is a common term, x, in the second denominator. And if I pull it out, I would get x times x minus 2. I have x minus 2, x times x minus 2. The least common denominator is x times x minus 2. I multiply and divide the first expression by x. So I end up getting that expression. Since I have a common denominator, I can combine the numerators. Now we just have to solve. So x minus 2 would be equal to 1 times x plus 2. X minus 2 would equal to x squared plus 2x. Sorry, that has to be a minus. For a moment I paused because something didn't add up. So minus 2x, which would mean x squared minus 2x minus x plus 2 would equal 0. So I moved all the x terms to one side, numbers to one side. So that's what I'd end up getting, which will reduce to x squared minus 3x plus 2 equals 0. And that is something we can factor. And it would factor as x minus 1 times x minus 2. Since we have two factors, we set each factor equal to 0 and solve for x. X minus 1 equals 0, x minus 2 equals 0. which would mean the two solutions are x is equal to 1 and x is equal to 2. So first thing to notice on the left-hand side, the denominator has a 3x in common. So if I pull that out, I would have x plus 4. Numerator is 12. Multiply and divide the 1 by x plus 4, because I have a 1 here, x plus 4 there. The common denominator on the right-hand side is x plus 4. Minus 1 over x plus 4. So we will have 12 divided by 3x times x plus 4 equals, combine the numerators, x plus 4 minus 1 divided by x plus 4. X plus 4 will get cancelled. 12 would equal 3x multiplied by x plus 4 minus 1 is 3, which would reduce to 3x squared plus 9x minus 12 equals 0. Mind you, I have a 3, a 9, and 12 here, and they have a 3 in common. So if I divide by 3, I'll have x squared plus 3x minus 4 equals 0, which I can factor as x plus 4 times x minus 1. By setting each factor equal to 0, we will get x is equal to minus 4 and x is equal to 1 as the two solutions.